sports. Well, we are going to stay with technology. We've got Brian Marshall with us, and he is an Apple analyst at Gleacher Company in San Francisco. He is the #2 ranked analyst on the stock, according to Bloomberg. Brian, thanks so much for being with us. How big of a mess up is this for Apple? I mean, it seems like one glitch in a wave of successes for the company.
Sure. I actually think it's been blown out of proportion by the media. I mean, if you take a random sampling of 100 Apple iPhone 4 customers, I think 99% of them would say that they love the device. It works much better than their old iPhone. But the fact is they do have a PR nightmare on their hands. And if there's one company that I want to entrust a PR nightmare with, it's probably Apple. I think their company will take a humble approach today. I think they'll get through this issue without any issue. And I think the stock's extremely attractive here.
Do you think Steve Jobs is going to apologize? Because that is what a lot in the media are saying. I can guess what you think of the media, but I have to ask the question anyway.
Sure. I do. I think he'll offer both a verbal as well as a monetary apology. I think we'll get perhaps a free bumper or a $30 gift card. In speaking with large institutional investors over the past week, a lot of people want him to take an apologetic approach, despite the fact that this probably impacts well less than 1% of the total users. I think the company needs to kind of switch from hubris to humble pie. That was the title of my note this morning, and I think today's meeting is crucial in terms of sentiment.
Brian, you spoke earlier about this idea that there's a PR nightmare. I mean, one of the biggest sort of nails in the coffin, so to speak, for this PR problem was that report in Consumer Reports, because Consumer Reports actually recommended the past 3 models and did not recommend this model, even suggesting attaching electrical tape. So when people pay a lot of money for the phone, they can't be crazy. They just want the phone to work without tape.
Yeah, I kind of liken the Consumer Reports, to a local city-town mayor saying that he's pulling the support for the President of the United States. I mean, I don't view it as all that significant. I think that, again, this issue is very difficult to recreate. It took us several days of trying to recreate it, and it's extremely difficult to do. And I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think there is an issue with the characteristic impedance of the antenna, but it's a very, very challenging proposition, the way that you need to put your hand on the phone and actually to have that issue. So again, I think it's been blown out of proportion. I think that the device is phenomenal, and I think today will be a positive day for the stock if they handle it well at the event at 10 a.m.
Brian, I hear what you're saying. You think it obviously has been blown out of proportion, but I'm just curious, do you think that any other companies, and I'm thinking of competitors, get a little bump, or maybe somebody considering a product, let's say, that runs with Google's Android, or maybe somebody takes a second look at RIM's BlackBerry because of this incident?
Sure. I mean, I think when you're in the pole position, the lead, as you are with Apple, the only place to put a target is on their back. And so people are definitely taking shots at Apple. And I think, all the Android phones, the HTCs, the Motorola's of the world, they're saying, hey, we've got all these new products. Please take a look at us. The iPhone 4 antenna is flawed. There's a whole lot of that going on. And I think at the end of the day, Apple has an extremely loyal fan base. Again, I think this is the most successful product launch in the history of consumer electronics, and I think it's a great device, and I think we'll get through this issue.
All right, Brian, thanks very much for your thoughts. So Brian Marshall at Gleacher Company in San Francisco is saying that the Apple 4 reception problems have been blown out of proportion by the media, and he thinks today is going to be a good day for Apple, and even, as you heard Brian just say there, a good day for Apple's stock.